For this problem, we're going to evaluate this function at a little bit more of a complicated quantity. So note that f is a function of x. So this input is the quantity of 11 divided by the quantity 1 minus 11a. And everywhere there is an x in our function, we're going to substitute that value and clean it up and evaluate it. So what we have is 11a times 11 over 1 minus 11a. And that's all divided by 11a plus 11 over 1 minus 11a. Now, if you remember, anytime you have fractions, the goal here is to sort of get a single fraction over another single fraction, and then we can turn that division into multiplication and flip the bottom fraction, invert and multiply the reciprocal. So that's the goal here. So across the numerator, from what we have, because 11a is just a single term, we can put it over 1, and we're multiplying, so we can multiply straight across. So our numerator for the top fraction becomes 121a divided by 1 minus 11a, and now we have a single fraction. Our denominator, on the other hand, is two terms that are being added. So in order to combine those, we have to have a common denominator. So what we'll do here is, since we already have a denominator of 1 minus 11a, we'll give the 11a term a 1 minus 11a denominator, but then also multiply 1 minus 11a in the numerator. Again, we're keeping the fraction or the quantity the same, we're just changing the way that it looks. And what that will look like on top once you distribute through to that quantity is 11a minus 121a squared over 1 minus 11a plus 11 over 1 minus 11a. And now that you have similar quantities in the denominator, denominators are the same, so now we can add across the top, and what our new function becomes is 121a over 1 minus 11a in the numerator, and then the denominator is a single fraction of 11a minus 121a squared plus 11 all over 1 minus 11a. If you have a fraction and a fraction and the denominators are the same, there's a shortcut to just simply cancel the denominators, because what happens is when you rewrite this, multiply and invert the bottom fraction, see 11a minus 121a squared plus 11, you end up canceling those denominators anyway, or canceling those quantities, numerator to denominator. So what you're left with is 121a, get rid of that, over 11a minus 121a squared plus 11. In the bottom there's a common factor of 11, so you're able to do 121a over 11 times the quantity a minus 11a squared plus 1, and that value of 11 will divide into the 121 up top, because 121 is 11 times 11, so we're just going to cancel one of those. And what you're left with is 11a over a minus 11a squared plus 1, and you cannot simplify any further than that.